All right, so welcome everybody to Midweek Mindfulness. Um, it's a joy to see everybody here today, as always. So thank you so much for coming out. I was talking to Leah just this past week, and we were thinking about perhaps starting to uh, kind of increase the skills and the opportunities to learn different forms of mindfulness and meditation. So that's something that we're looking forward to. So I thought along those lines, today we might invest some time in what's called a body scan meditation. So a body scan meditation is kind of a combination of different skills that we tie together. So along the way, for those of you that come in more regularly, we have been focusing on our breath and increasing our ability to focus and concentrate, right? So meditation, and just to review a little bit, meditation is a combination of two different skills, or vipassana, or insight meditation, is a combination of a couple of skills. One is the ability to focus the concentration, right? To focus our awareness, very, very, let's call it pinpointed focus. And then the other aspect of it is to sit in awareness non-judgmentally, so that we can experience what's happening inside of us as well as outside of us without judgment, so that we can have a richer, fuller experience. And the reason that sitting with non-judgment is so helpful is because it allows us to sit in the present moment. Judgment is something that comes from our past. Judgment is where we look at what's happening in the moment and we compare it to something from the past, or possibly we compare it to something that we wish was happening in the future, right? Which is still based on the past. So by sitting in non judgmental awareness, we're just fully embracing what is actually happening in the moment. So body scan meditation is kind of like something that we've been doing, where we check the different parts of our body. But during body scan, we'll do that a little more explicitly, right? So we'll focus on a part of the body, and we'll breathe into that part of the body. And then as we breathe out, we'll let go of the part of the body and we'll move on to another part. Now, sometimes people will notice, right, that when there's certain parts of their body that may activate certain feelings within them. And this is really important, right? So if you find like that's happening and it's in an uncomfortable way, what I want you to do is practice this other kind of neat thing to have in your life, which is called your window of tolerance. So think about, like, so say for instance, we're breathing, and all of a sudden, right, we're breathing into our throat, we'll say. And for a lot of people, the throat is where you feel your tears, right? Your throat starts to tighten up when you're ready to cry about something. So if you feel that tightening, what we want to do is we want to take a look at what is our window of tolerance for managing those feelings, right? If we're at a 1, 2, 3, we're fine. If we're at a 4, 5, 6, maybe it's a little harder, and maybe we can explore staying with those feelings and kind of leaning into them. But if it gets to like a 7 or an 8, yeah, we probably want to let that go, right? And re-shift our focus to something else. Maybe bring it back to our breath, maybe ground ourselves in the present moment by opening our eyes and reconnecting with the environment around us, right? But so it's important that as we go through this practice, that we're really taking care of ourselves and nurturing ourselves as we move through this. So if you feel like at any time that you're feeling a little overwhelmed, just open your eyes and reground into the moment, right? Just really come back to the breath and kind of let that part of the body go, right? And if at any point you feel totally uncomfortable, just let it all go. Yeah. And maybe just sit and listen, or just let this go for this week and pick it up again next week. Right. The important thing is that, we're here to learn and we're here to grow, and it doesn't mean that it won't be hard, because sometimes sitting in meditation is really hard, right? Because we're building these real strengths and we're really learning to look inward at ourselves. So it's not that it should always be super easy, but we want to be mindful that we're not creating more challenges for ourselves because of the awareness that arises, right? So, and of course, I will, if you don't have it, my email address is right there. So you're always welcome to send me questions, thoughts, or concerns, anything that comes up. I also love to hear wonderful comments like, hey, this was fantastic, or this was a true joy for me. And I'm sure that alumni relations also has an opportunity for feedback along those lines. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, traditionally for body scan, you want to recline, right? So lean back against a pillow, lay flat on the couch, maybe on the bed, it could be on the floor. If you're not in a position to do that and you're sitting in a chair, just scoot your backside forward a little bit and see if you can kind of lay back in the chair. The key is we want to be really relaxed physically for this so that we can just really kind of let go of trying to maintain a posture and really be able to just let our awareness explore through our body. Um, Most people that use body scan meditation notice that it's very relaxing. So that's part of the reason that we're also using it today. So if everybody's ready, go ahead and get comfortable in whatever position feels most comfortable to you. And if you want to stay seated, stay seated. That's not an issue. Yeah, the one cool thing about meditation is it's kind of hard to do it wrong. If you're doing it, you're doing it. It's kind of one of the beautiful things. It's it also doesn't require any particular gear. You know, like so many things we do in life, you know, you need certain gear or equipment in order to manage it. Meditation, you just have to be you in the moment, which is kind of a neat thing, right? It's very inexpensive. So go ahead and get settled into your position. I like the little candles lit in the background. I've got my two monkeys, which are my favorites. A little Buddha statue, things that are just calming. You know, finding a space that's private where you won't be interrupted is also always helpful. So, so we're going to start just by, if you're lying down, right? See if you can just let your hands rest at your sides. Palm up if that's comfortable for you, or whatever's most comfortable. If you're lying on the floor, let your heels come together and just let your feet kind of fall apart the way that they will. If you're in a seated position or a reclined position, just letting your body come to a place where you're not really doing anything to support it. And then simply noticing that you're breathing, not controlling your breath in any way. Just feeling the rise and the fall of your abdomen, the expansion on the in breath, the relaxation on the out breath, and just beginning to notice that your body is using millions of years of wisdom to let you engage with the amazing environment around us by bringing oxygen and nitrogen and carbon into the body, using it to nurture ourselves, and then on each exhale, we send out gases back into the environment to nurture the other living beings around us. And now, very gently, I'd like you to take your awareness and shift it down to the very tips of your toes. When I say bring your awareness, I mean, I want you to notice what's happening there on the tips of your toes. Not wiggling them, not touching them, just being there with them. Just bringing the awareness of noticing to what's happening in this part of the body that we very seldom pay attention to unless something happens to go wrong. You might notice that your toes are cool or they're warm. They might tingle. Perhaps you can feel your sock or your shoe. Maybe there's no sensation at all. Whatever happens to be happening with your toes in this moment is just what's happening in this moment. And see if you can just let that be non-judgmentally, just letting it be. And just really noticing and kind of exploring your toes. Feeling these big toes, the next toe over, just looking to see what's happening there, if anything at all. And sliding your awareness down over the soles of your feet, feeling the ball of your feet or the balls of your feet, the padded part, the arch, the heel. And now we're going to use our imagination and our awareness together to see if we can just imagine our breath moving in and out through the bottom of our feet. So as we breathe in, comes in through the bottom of our feet, and as we breathe out, we're breathing back out through the bottom of our feet. In, out. Just feeling each breath moving in and out through your whole body, right in and out the bottom of your feet. And with each in-breath, allow your awareness to sharpen, really noticing this part of the body. And with each out breath, just allow any tension or tightness to be released from your feet. Breathing in, focus your attention. Breathing out, releasing tension. Now, on your next out breath, I want you to release any tension from your feet. And I want you to let those feet go. We're going to move our awareness up to the lower legs, the knees, the thighs. And let your attention settle here, feeling your legs in their completeness. Noticing what's happening, feeling the pressure where it's touching against whatever you're lying on, maybe where it's touching your other leg. Begin to imagine your breath moving in and out from the bottom of your feet, up through your calf muscles, up into your legs, into your knees, into your thighs on the in-breath, and then all the way back out on the out. Again, just letting your breath manage itself, but using your imagination to breathe in and back to the bottom of your feet, letting the time go with ease. might be very, very there. What's happening? Accepting that and confirm with the breath in and out of the body. And on your next out breath, let's let go of this focused concentration on the legs, and let's move the awareness up into the hips, pelvis, the waist, up into your tummy, your abdomen, your rib cage, kind of feeling this whole center part of your body. Which for some folks is even easier because you can feel the breath coming up and swelling your tummy up nice and big. And then as you breathe out, back down through your legs and down to the bottom of your feet. And just let the body relax, relax, relax. Just noticing the awareness on the in-breath and the relaxation on the out-breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing all the way up through the body, up to the tummy, and back down through the body and out the bottom of the feet. Again, not trying to get this perfect, but noticing what's happening in your body. Is there tightness or tingling? Do you feel the air against your skin or your clothes? Again, there might be nothing really at all. Just see if you can be aware of whatever is there. And with each in-breath, we sharpen our focus on these sensations. And on the out-breath, releasing any tightness or tension. And on your next natural out breath, we're going to release this part of the body. And we're going to shift our awareness up into the chest, shoulders, those big muscles that connect your shoulders to your neck. Notice your back and the upper part of the back, maybe the upper part of the arm. Noticing this upper part of the trunk of your body. We breathe in, sharpening our awareness on this part of the body. And then back out, back down through our feet, relaxing any tension along the way. Just beginning to really notice how relaxed the body is. And again, on your natural out breath, letting go of this awareness of the upper part of the trunk and shifting it down through your arms, feeling your biceps, your triceps, your elbows. Notice your forearms, the top of your forearm, bottom of the forearm where it contacts the floor or your body or whatever it happens to be resting against. Taking your awareness down into the palms of your hands, backs of your hands, and even your fingers. Just really noticing your whole arm. Both arms from shoulder to tip of finger. As we breathe in, sharpen that awareness, breathing all the way into the fingertips. And then on the out breath, all the way back down through the body and out the feet. Noticing how the tension just slowly flows right down and out of the body as your body gets heavier and heavier. Sharpen, relax. Again, just noticing what's happening in your body on the in-breath and relaxing your body more and more with every out-breath. And now, shifting our awareness up to the neck, up to the jaw, cheeks, those little muscles around your eyes, your temples, crown of your head or your scalp. Notice the back of your head. Feel your nose. Notice your ears. Again, heightening your awareness on the in-breath of breathing all the way up into the body, clear to the top of the head. And then all the way back down through and out the bottom of the feet on the out-breath, letting your body get heavier, heavier, and heavier each out. Getting heavier and heavier with each breath. Sinking further and further down into the floor, into the chair, into the mat. And now I want you to bring your awareness to your nose or your mouth or wherever you're breathing in. And take a nice, full, deep breath in through the nose or the mouth. Pausing at the top and then blowing it out. Nice and long and slow. And just go ahead and begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And maybe stretching your body. Oh, coming back to your physical being, coming back to this place. And whenever you're ready, just very gently opening your eyes. So thank you all so much for joining us today. This is a body scan meditation, and it can be practiced by anyone at any time. Having a nice quiet space. So all of you take care of yourselves, be well. And it looks like Leah is wishing us a happy week. And we'll see everybody next week.